Let's focus on the news and cut straight to the point without wasting any time on voice or extra talk. So let's get directly into what happened and break this situation down properly. Yo, what's up everybody? And today we're diving into one of the most controversial, unprofessional, and widely discussed interview moments in recent hip-hop media history, involving DJ Akademiks and Daphne Joy. This is a situation that has sparked massive debate online because it raises serious questions about professionalism, boundaries, and the way interviews are conducted in the entertainment industry, especially when the subject matter involves sensitive personal scandals and public scrutiny. The core issue here is that DJ Akademiks, who has established himself as one of the most influential and polarizing voices in hip-hop commentary and media, conducted an interview with Daphne Joy during a
question numero.
Yo, this is a real. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am anti-paying for and pay $1. But yo, I ain't gonna lie, I'm making too much money. Yo, I got 10 grand for you too. Yo, if everybody can train you up, yo, I got 10 bands too. Yo, hey, cut this out. I got 10 bands. I got 10 bands. Yeah, I got my 10 bands. 10 a month. Easy. Come over here, girl. This is a truth, bro. This is a truth. Yes. Yes. I got my chat. It's gonna be the first I pay for. But this is gonna be a subscription. I'm paying for Netflix, Apple Music, Spotify, and this box. 10 bands. I'm paying the fee, fam. Let's get it going on. I'm bringing power tools. I'm bringing all type of Let's get it going.
Oh no.
Nah, she a real gang.
very delicate time in her public life. Her first major interview following the leaked tape controversy involving her and Diddy. And instead of maintaining a serious, respectful, and journalistic tone, the conversation allegedly shifted into deeply inappropriate territory. According to widely circulated clips and breakdowns, Akademiks asked questions that many viewers and commentators have described as unprofessional, intrusive, and sexually suggestive, including comments about whether she would engage with him on a first date and other remarks that focused on physical or intimate preferences rather than the actual subject matter of her story. This instantly changed the tone of what was supposed to be a serious media opportunity into something that many people felt crossed clear ethical boundaries. The expectation in any interview, especially one involving sensitive allegations, leaked personal material, or public controversy, is that the interviewer creates a safe, neutral, and respectful environment where the guest can speak freely, explain their perspective, and reclaim their narrative without feeling pressured, objectified, or disrespected. However, in this case, critics argue that this standard was not upheld, and instead the interview became a moment of discomfort and controversy itself, overshadowing the original purpose of the sit-down. What makes this situation even more significant is the platform and influence that DJ Akademiks holds within hip-hop media. Over the years, he has built a massive audience, becoming a central figure in online hip-hop commentary, breaking news, reactions, and interviews with major artists. With that level of influence comes responsibility, especially when dealing with guests who are already under intense public scrutiny. Daphne Joy, in this context, was not just another guest. She was someone navigating serious public attention, rumors, and emotional pressure connected to widely discussed allegations and leaked content. That means the responsibility of the interviewer was even higher than usual, because the interview had the potential to either help her clarify her narrative or further complicate public perception of her situation. Instead, according to the
Ask you a question. If we went on a date, you let me first night or not? Dead ass. Like, I'm dead ass. Like,
it just depends how well we get along.
Okay.
Yeah. And if there's chemistry, and if you
definitely fun. I bet that's what I'm talking about. I like. Hey, let me tell you. All things considered, I don't know why. Before, and I'm glad you're doing these, and I hope you do more.
Thank you.
With people like constantly judging you, they create your personality, and the personality is like this evil person, like this evil person that is like, trying to take people down or so whatever. It's not like this person who is like fun to be around, like Joe.
Narrative being widely discussed, Akademiks shifted the tone into personal and sexualized questioning that many viewers interpreted as inappropriate for a professional setting. This is where the controversy escalated, because audiences began debating whether this was simply playful banter, a misunderstood comedic approach, or a genuine failure of journalistic boundaries. Supporters of Akademiks often argue that his interview style has always been unfiltered, raw, and entertainment-driven rather than traditional journalism, and that his platform is not bound by conventional media rules. However, critics strongly disagree, arguing that even entertainment-based media still requires basic standards of respect, especially when the guest is in a vulnerable or sensitive position. The specific concern raised by many viewers is not just about humor or personality, but about power dynamics. The idea that when an interviewer uses their platform to make sexualized or overly personal remarks toward a guest who is there to discuss serious matters, it creates an imbalance that can make the guest uncomfortable or pressured to respond in a certain way. In this case, Daphne Joy reportedly responded at times with humor or light engagement, which further fueled debate online, because some people interpreted that as her being comfortable with the exchange, while others argued that such responses do not automatically validate the appropriateness of the interviewer's behavior. This distinction is important because professional standards in media do not depend solely on whether a guest laughs or plays along. They depend on whether the questions themselves are appropriate within context. As the discussion spread across social media platforms, the incident quickly became larger than just one interview. It turned into a broader conversation about hip-hop media culture, accountability, and the normalization of disrespectful or overly invasive questioning toward women in entertainment. Many people pointed out that this is not an isolated issue but part of a long-standing pattern in certain corners of entertainment media where boundaries between personal attraction, entertainment, and journalism often become blurred. In addition, some observers highlighted that production teams and platforms also share responsibility, because interviews of this nature are rarely conducted entirely without oversight. If inappropriate moments are allowed to continue without interruption, critics argue that it reflects a broader acceptance or tolerance of that behavior within the environment. The reaction from the hip-hop community itself has been mixed. While some figures have made jokes or light comments about the situation, others have subtly or directly expressed discomfort with how the interview unfolded. This split reaction has further fueled debate about whether the industry as a whole is too tolerant of controversial behavior when it comes from influential media personalities. Another major aspect of this discussion is the long-term impact on Daphne Joy herself. Being at the center of a public scandal is already a difficult position, and interviews are typically an opportunity for individuals to regain control of their narrative, explain their side, and shift public perception. At the same time, this situation also opens up a much wider conversation about the structure and culture of hip-hop media itself, where personalities often build their brands on being unfiltered, provocative, and emotionally reactive rather than strictly neutral or formal. DJ Akademiks is a prime example of this modern media style. Someone who has built a massive following through commentary, reactions, and high-engagement content that thrives on controversy and unfiltered discussion. However, when that same style is applied in an interview setting with a guest who is actively dealing with personal controversy and public scrutiny, it creates a complex dynamic where entertainment value and ethical responsibility collide. This is the core tension at the heart of this debate. On one hand, audiences expect Akademiks to be outspoken, unpredictable, and direct because that is part of what made him popular in the first place. On the other hand, when the subject of the interview is sensitive, involving allegations, leaked material, and personal reputation damage, there is an expectation that the conversation will shift into a more respectful and controlled space. Critics argue that failing to adjust tone based on context is exactly what leads to situations like this, where moments that might be considered banter in one setting become inappropriate in another. Meanwhile, supporters may argue that modern media thrives on breaking traditional rules, and that audiences themselves engage heavily with content that is edgy, controversial, and emotionally charged. However, even within that argument, there is still a line that many believe should not be crossed, especially when it involves sexualized questioning or personal advances directed at a guest who is not in a position to expect or reciprocate that type of interaction in a professional interview environment. Another important layer to this discussion is how gender dynamics play into media perception. Many commentators have pointed out that women in entertainment, particularly those involved in public controversies, are often subjected to more invasive questioning, personal commentary, and public judgment compared to their male counterparts. This has led to renewed debate about whether this interview is part of a broader pattern of unequal treatment in media spaces, where women are more likely to have their personal lives, appearances, and intimate histories scrutinized during interviews that are supposed to focus on their work or perspective. Even if some viewers interpret the interaction as lighthearted or consensual banter, others argue that systemic patterns cannot be ignored when analyzing individual incidents. Additionally, the role of audience consumption cannot be overlooked. clips from interviews often go viral precisely because of controversial or uncomfortable moments, which can incentivize media personalities to push boundaries further in order to generate engagement. This creates a feedback loop where shocking content is rewarded with attention, and that attention encourages even more provocative behavior in future interviews. As this cycle continues, it becomes increasingly difficult to maintain traditional journalistic standards within platforms that are designed primarily for entertainment and virality. Ultimately, this situation with DJ Akademiks and Daphne Joy has become more than just a single interview. It has turned into a wider reflection of modern media culture, where the lines between journalism, commentary, entertainment, and personal expression are increasingly blurred. Whether one views the incident as unacceptable behavior or as exaggerated online criticism, it has undeniably sparked a major conversation about professionalism, respect, and accountability in hip-hop media, and those discussions are likely to continue as audiences, creators, and platforms all grapple with what the future standards of digital interviewing should actually look like.